Hey everybody, welcome to the male stage 1 rules walkthrough and demo for Bucket of Chalk 5. We're excited to have everybody out and good luck to all our competitors. Going into the general rules, the time limit is 1 minute and 30 seconds. This course is 2 falls and done, which means after your first fall, keep going. After your second fall, we're gonna ask you to step off of the course. Same thing, if time runs out, we're gonna ask you to step off. If there's a 2-point obstacle and a competitor earns the halfway point, it will count as a fail of the obstacle. We will tell you what you can use and what you're being forced to use. If we do not mention it, assume it's out of play. Incidental with anything out of play may result in a fail of the obstacle. You are not allowed to have someone run with you, and chalk is not allowed on the start line. If we see you come up with chalk, we will ask you to briefly wipe your hands off with a wet and a dry towel before beginning your run. Chalk is only provided in the chalk station for that specific obstacle. We will let you know when we get there. And top 50% of males will advance to stage 2. Getting into it, the first obstacle is Stroll in the parks. Competitors begin their run on the red carpet. When they cross a red taped line, that is when time starts. On Stroll in the parks, you must stay in line with the carpet. Hands and feet are allowed going up and over this box, and your clear is when the competitor engages this blue plank. Good to go. That's your clear. Obstacle 2 is Ice Age. Competitors use a large iceberg colored plank. Any part of the bucket shapes blocked, including the 2 bars that are attached to it, and any part of this acorn hole to dismount to that red mat. Now on these nunchucks, they're optional. You can use them if you choose, and on the nunchucks you are allowed to top out, which means you're allowed to engage the metal right above the blue. Obviously not the yellow strap or the carabiner, but as long as you're below like that circle on the eye bolt, that's perfectly okay with us. Competitors may not return from the iceberg plank back to the red carpet. Hands and feet are allowed on all elements. Let's see it. That's your clear. Now going into the next obstacle, the Hangover. We're gonna do our demonstration first, and then we're gonna get into that rule. Let's see it. Yes, dude. All right, I'm gonna start by identifying every part of this obstacle, and then we're gonna get into rules. So obstacle starts on red. It is the dismount platform from the last obstacle, so just make sure you're staying on red. Competitors use a series of spinning poker chips to reach this roulette table. There's also the static bar, roulette wheel, and playing card, and an optional red ring at the end. Now each part of this obstacle is forced. Competitors must start on the red, working their way up the spinning poker chips. The poker chips are big enough, you shouldn't be worried about your heels or toes touching the box. If we do see that, that may result in a fail of the obstacle. Competitors will then jump up to the bar on the roulette table. The roulette table will lock in, and then you will transition to the static bar. In the event this roulette table does not lock in, it is still the competitor's responsibility to get to the static bar. They may do that in whichever position they choose, and obviously this pole is not in play. Incidental's okay, but do not use it with hands or feet to get to the static bar. From the static bar, you are lashaying to the roulette wheel. From the roulette wheel, you're jumping out to this playing card. You must be on the playing card before choosing to use this ring, but you're dismounting from either the ring, the playing card, or both. Your dismount is this black box. Falling off to the sides or back will result in a fail of the Hangover. Falling forwards will result in a clear of the Hangover, but a fail of the next obstacle. This obstacle is 2 points, and the first point is earned when contact is made with that white playing card. You don't have to catch it, but just tapping it is 1 point. And then on this dismount, this pole is in play. Moving on, a Clockwork Orange. Competitors use rings, a series of 3 interconnected bars, and a static bar to swing their way to the dismount. Competitors may only grab the orange-colored portion of the bars on the gears. If the competitor laches and does not catch orange, or they move their hands off of orange, they'll be asked to readjust before progressing onwards. Competitors must use the rings and the 3 gears to dismount. The static part at the end is optional up to the competitors, and this is a hands-only obstacle. That's it. Good. This pole is not in play. So if you decide to skip that bar, we're not just going to let you lache the pole to dismount. Incidental's okay, but do not use it. Moving on, Pixar sticks and ball. We just want to let you guys know this obstacle is made with every intention of being slow balance. Run this at your own risk. But competitors will use a series of 2 Pixie sticks and a Pixar ball to balance their way to dismount. On the Pixie sticks, you may use the red spinning pipe and the blue bearings on the end, but you may not use the black supports on the ends or underneath. You may use any part of this Pixar ball. The ball is heavy, it's really heavy, it's concrete, but it does have a small flat base at the bottom. Hands and feet allowed on all elements. Your dismount is this black panel mat. There's a clear plane here, so you're allowed to use the work tool before making contact, just past this plane. But the exception is there is this post here that you must go to the right of. It's here to make sure we can see a clear success of the obstacle and you're not cutting a corner if you're losing your balance. That's it. That's your clear. This is not the start of the next obstacle, so you may step onto the rubber. You can run around a lap around the gym for all you want, but your next obstacle starts on this red carpet. This obstacle is called Monsters of California. Competitors will make use of a springboard, 2 UFOs on sliders, and a skateboard to make their way to the dismount. There is an optional set of 2 poles that we will show you after we get through the demo. Run-up starts anywhere you want before the springboard. Competitors may, there's a noodle to go over. You may make contact with it, but if that noodle releases on one or both magnets, that will be considered a fail of the obstacle. The dismount is the elevated mat at the end. Failing backwards will be a fail of monsters. Falling off that platform to the sides or in front will be a clear as long as that plane is crossed. And this obstacle is hands and feet. That's a clear. Moving on to our last obstacle, Throwback to the Future. Competitors will use a bucket of chalk rodeo rope to traverse a series of forced moves. This obstacle is a chalk station, so after you dismount monsters, you have an optional chalk station here, but you are not allowed to use the bucket for other obstacles, only for this one. Competitors utilize a trampoline to reach the front side of a flux capacitor that will be set at this angle. Competitors will then hop the rope to a new hook before progressing forwards. You'll see it in a minute, but that move is forced. The halfway point is when the rope makes any sort of contact with the throwback. Doesn't need to be in any position, just touching it with the rope will be the halfway point. From there, you're hopping the rope from the flux capacitor to this side of the throwback. You are then doing the throwback move, landing it on this side before dismounting on or past these red dominoes, hitting the buzzer to stop your time. A fall anywhere on this obstacle will automatically stop your time, so don't worry about hitting the buzzer. Hands only on the rope, and on the rope, hands and feet on trampoline, and yeah, that's it. Again, all the moves he did, all of those were forced. You can change around the swing and what position you're in to do them, obviously, but it's that first hop on the flux capacitor, it's the hop to the first side of the throwback, then doing the throwback, and that's throwback to the future. Wrapping up, time limit is 1 minute and 30 seconds, 2 falls and done, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Good luck.